My best friend thinks she has a perfect relationship, but I caught her boyfriend cheating. Here's why I'm struggling to tell her the truth. I've always considered myself a good friend. Loyal. Supportive. The kind of friend who's there when things are good and even more so when they're bad. But this situation? I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm being pulled in two directions, and no matter which way I turn, someone's heart will be broken. Let me start by telling you about Celeste. My best friend for the past 6 years. We've been through a lot together. School drama, family troubles, relationship hiccups. You name it. Through it all, she's been a constant in my life. We've laughed until our stomachs hurt, cried over our crushes, and even planned our weddings. Yes, even though none of us had boyfriends at the time. Then there's William. Celeste's boyfriend of 4 years. At least, that's what I thought. From the outside, their relationship looked like something out of a fairy tale. They were the couple. You know the one, the couple everyone admired and secretly envied. William was sweet, attentive, and treated Celeste like she was the center of his universe. And Celeste. She was head over heels in love with him. They lived together, they traveled together, and they often posted these perfect pictures on social media, their love constantly on display for the world to see. I honestly thought I was witnessing the kind of love that lasts forever. But little did I know, everything I thought I knew about their relationship was about to be turned upside down. It was just an ordinary day, like any other. I was on the phone with Celeste, catching up like we always did. We talked about everything from the latest Netflix series to what we had for lunch. And of course, about William. She mentioned that he had left for a business trip the day before. She sounded so affectionate when she spoke about him. Missing him, counting down the days until his return. She talked about how they were planning on taking a vacation together once he was back. As always, she was glowing with love for him. It made my heart swell for her. I wanted that kind of love for myself, too. The conversation ended with us making a few jokes, and I went on with my day. My boyfriend and I decided to head to a nearby club later that night for some fun. We danced, had a few drinks, and tried to forget the stresses of the week. It wasn't anything extraordinary, just a normal night out. But then, as the night wore on, I saw something that made my blood run cold. There he was. William. Standing across the room, locked in a passionate kiss with another woman. At first, I thought I was imagining things. Maybe it was some other guy who looked like him. But no. It was definitely him. My stomach dropped as I watched them, completely ignoring the world around them, all over each other. I tapped my boyfriend's arm and pointed, my voice barely above a whisper. "Is that William?" He turned, his expression instantly turning to one of shock as he confirmed what I had already seen. We both stood there, completely dumbfounded. What was I supposed to say? What was I supposed to do? I couldn't just ignore it. I had to confront him. So, I excused myself, walked over to him, and greeted him. He looked as shocked as I was to see me there. His face turned pale as he stammered out a quick, "hello," but he didn't have much to say beyond that. His eyes were wide, and for a brief moment, I thought I saw guilt flash in him. But he didn't get the chance to explain himself fully because, after a moment of awkward silence, I turned around and walked back to my boyfriend. I wasn't sure what to make of what I had just seen. But the night didn't end there. About 10 minutes later, William came to me. He pulled me aside and tried to explain himself. "It's not what you think," he said, his voice pleading. "The woman I was with, she's just my friend's girlfriend. We were celebrating his birthday, and I decided to join them for the night before I leave for my business trip tomorrow." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I looked at him for a long moment, trying to process his words. I had to ask the obvious question. "But didn't you tell Celeste you were going on a business trip yesterday?" He nodded sheepishly, confirming that he had indeed told her that. He added that he didn't want to bother her while she was working, so he didn't mention hanging out with his friends. I felt a sickening twist in my stomach. He was lying. It was so obvious. But what could I say? He begged me not to tell Celeste. He swore she didn't need to know about this, and honestly, he'd just forgotten to mention it to her. I was disgusted. And I was furious, not just at him but at myself. How could I be so blind to the signs? How could I be so stupid? I looked him in the eyes and said, "I owe you nothing, bro." Then, without another word, I turned and walked away. The air felt thick as I made my way back to my boyfriend. We didn't speak much for the rest of the night. I was too lost in my thoughts to say anything that made sense. When we got home, I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. My heart ached for Celeste. I love her. She is my best friend. But now I was in a position where I could either stay silent or tell her the truth. My boyfriend, who had been quiet all night, told me not to tell Celeste. He didn't want to cause drama or make things awkward. "She'll find out eventually," he said. "But don't be the one to shatter her happiness." I understood what he meant, but a part of me felt so guilty. How could I sit by and watch my best friend be betrayed like this? Shouldn't I be the one to tell her? But how? She was so in love with him, and I could already hear the hurt in her voice when she spoke about him. How could I be the one to destroy that? The next day, I called Celeste as usual. She was still on cloud 9, gushing about how much she missed William. "He called me this morning," she said, her voice full of affection. "He said he misses me and can't wait to come home. I just love him so much." I could feel my chest tighten as she spoke. It was all I could do to hold it together. The truth was burning inside me, but I couldn't bring myself to shatter her world. She deserved better than this. But did she deserve the truth? I haven't told Celeste yet. It's been days now, and every time I think about it, I'm torn between doing what's right and protecting her from the pain. I love my friend, and I don't want to be the one to ruin her happiness. But at the same time, I don't want to live with the knowledge that she's being lied to and cheated on. I feel stuck. I want to protect her, but I also want to protect my own conscience. And let's be real, if I had gotten a photo or video of William with that girl, things would be so much easier. But in that moment, I was just too shocked to think straight. I regret it now, but it doesn't change anything. So, please, I need your advice. Should I tell Celeste the truth and risk breaking her heart? Or should I keep quiet, let her figure it out on her own, and let the love story she's living continue, at least for now? What would you do?